So the Sistine Chapel, the reason why most of us are here, right? It's kind of cool to be employed in a sense by Michelangelo. He's kind of my boss. So this is the chapel. If you guys want to come over just a little bit, we'll first start talking about this one. When you go in, we're coming in this little tiny back door on the right, which is opposite the entrance that the cardinals and the Pope would take through the middle here. And as soon as you get in, you'll feel not so much like you're in a church, but in a fortress. It was designed by a famous fortress maker in 1477 under the reign of Pope Sixtus IV, so taking its name from its commissioner. Designed with very high ceilings for protection and a very sturdy and strong fortress style structure. This is because in the 15 and 1600s, the church was constantly under threat, even in the Middle Ages. So they had to, this is where the conclave met, so this is where they had to be protected. This is where the cardinals would meet, the conclave would meet to elect the new pope. And so this very strong fortress-style building protected them from outside influences, from French invasions, barbarians, people trying to kind of sway their votes or kind of hurt everybody. So this is where the conclave still meets. This is where we elected the new pope in 2005 and where the white smoke comes out of the window. Probably curious about that. Well, the ironic thing is there's no chimney in the Sistine Chapel. So what do? They bring in a temporary stove, huge pipe, huge like chimney going up the wall, out the window, burn their magic potion, and out comes the white smoke when they elect the new pope, and black smoke if they haven't decided. So this comes from an ancient tradition in the 1100s. The popes moved out of the city of Rome because they were under so much threat and the walls weren't finished yet. So they moved out of the Vatican and they lived in Viterbo. And in Viterbo, they actually were the church was without a pope for 3 years. The people of the city were tired of this, so they locked all of the cardinals in this room, took off the roof, and said, okay, you guys are stuck in there until you elect a new pope. 3 years they went without a pope. Guess how long it took them to elect the new one? 6 days. So they figured, okay, this works, let's stick with that. So it's the conclave. Conclavum means with key in Latin, locked down in this room. So they're locked there till they elect the new pope. So in the 1480s is when Pope Julius II, who was our Renaissance Pope, hired all of these great artists from Florence to paint the Sistine Chapel. But it didn't start with Michelangelo. It started with some of Michelangelo's masters, the people he actually really looked up to, and was inspired by. Great Florentine and Urbino artists from his same area. So this is in the late 1480s. On the left-hand side of the wall, we have 6 panels going down, which are the Old Testament stories, life stories of Moses. And on the right, we have 6 other paintings that are the life story of Jesus in the New Testament. Each painting representing a different life in an episode in these men's lives. So this one's really important over here. This is the Jesus handing these giant keys to St. Peter, who's kneeling down here. And it's all put together in this kind of Roman-style background with the Pantheon-looking building and the Arch of Constantine, which you guys saw outside of the Colosseum. So further sacramenting this area, the center of Rome, chosen by Jesus, and Peter chosen by Jesus to be the center of the Holy See. This is done by Perugino, who is Raphael's master, and Perugino also painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel before Michelangelo ever worked on it. It was blue with some little silver stars, very simple, very plain. So some of you maybe have been to Florence. I've seen some of these Renaissance artists and the beautiful paintings of the Uffizi Gallery. Botticelli, he's my favorite Renaissance artist. He does these beautiful, voluptuous women, go Renaissance, with very transparent, flowing dresses, very kind of stylized, feathery trees. Everything's very neoclassical and very beautiful. It's like nature is the highest form of beauty. And the whole idea of the Renaissance is these men, the Michelangelo, Raphael, or Bramante, these top artists going back to the ideals of the ancient Greeks and bringing back to life this quality of art that had been lost for so long. Sciences, mathematics, philosophy, these ideals that were lost during the Dark Ages.